tradition of wearing neck rings of the Padang subgroup of the Kayan people in Burma is said to stretch back 1,000 years. There have been many speculations as to why the Padang women wear these neck rings, the most common being simply because they signify great beauty and wealth, and will thus attract a better husband. Another reason given by the Kayan people's own mythology argues that the rings prevent tigers from biting them. Some reports state that it is done to make women unattractive, so that they are less likely to be kidnapped by slave traders. The Padang people are not the only ones who like long necks on women, as we here in America also place value on this. Women in America are always told to put their shoulders back and put their chins up, as it looks more aesthetically pleasing, because basically the neck looks longer. Women are simply told that it is just good posture, but really we are almost just the same as the Padang people. The Padang women, since they were young girls, have brass coils around their necks that make it look elongated, but this is only an optical illusion. Children are often given their first set of coils at age 5. Then, slowly, new rings are added. The Kayan women do not have their necks elongated, but rather, as the weight of the coils press down, the clavicle is lowered, and with each addition to the neck rings, it falls further, compressing the rib cage. Then the shoulders fall away to give the appearance of a elongated neck. So, despite the appearance of a longer neck, the neck is not stretched by the rings. Rather, they push down on the muscles around the collarbone and give the impression of a longer neck. Getting to know the model. Displayed in blue are the 7th cervical vertebra. The first rib is soon to follow in red. Then comes the clavicle, illustrated in yellow. Directly below the clavicle is the scapula, displayed in green. Closest to the sternum, which is illustrated in orange, and attached to the ribs are the costal carriages, shown in yellow. As more neck rings are added, the clavicle and ribcage are slowly pushed down, revealing more of the neck and spine. Despite controversy, the neck is not actually elongated. There are several myths surrounding the tradition of neck rings. The first is that the Kayan women will break their necks or be unable to support their necks if the coils are removed. But this is false. Another is that they cannot look up or that they have to drink through a straw. But this is also false. In fact, many of them play volleyball in their free time. Within the skull, below the skull itself, lies the neck and its 7th cervical vertebra. These vertebrae are immediately inferior to the skull. The atlas and axis are part of the cervical vertebra that holds the atlanto-occipital joint. This joint allows for the movement of shaking or rotating the head from left to right. A small amount of rotation in the vertebra column itself contributes to the movement. In humans, the cervical vertebrae are the smallest of the vertebrae, and they are numbered from C1 to C7. C1 is the closest to the skull, and the rest follow numerically away from the skull, down the spine. Directly below lies the first thoracic spine, numbered T1 to T12, the first rib, and the clavicle. These are the bones that are pushed down by the neck rings of the Kayan people.